all of your coworkers cannot be your friends. Hey, hello there. Welcome back to the Young Black Professional. I am Olivia. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a subscriber, subscribing. If you just watch the videos and like them, thank you. If you watch them and don't like them, still thank you. I appreciate you just taking the time to watch one of my videos. And today we're just going to hop right into it. It is on my possibly unpopular opinion that all of your coworkers cannot be your friends. I have my notes here because I did write a blog post on it. I'm not sure if it will be up by the time this video goes up, but if it is, and even if you're watching this in the future and it goes up, I'll leave it in the description bar below. So I feel so terrible saying this because I have such good friends that did come from work. But whenever I enter a new workplace, I always have the mindset, and this is a very protective mindset, no new friends. Okay, and the reason why I have this no new friends policy is because I don't know what everyone's intentions are. So if you are in a very competitive field, or there are just very few people in your role or in your cohort that pertains to your specific role, it can be hard to not feel competitive if you're an ambitious and competitive person. And sometimes that competitive, cutthroat nature manifests itself in some people you consider to be your friends. So I'm always very cautious about calling my coworkers my friends outside of work. And even if I do call them my friends, sometimes I am friends with them. Sometimes I'm not actually friends with them. I'm just friendly with them. And at the end of the day, I won't be hurt. I won't be butthurt if we're not friends anymore. If I leave the company and we're not friends, or if we're just not on personal, fun, kikiing, speaking terms in the office. That doesn't really bother me. But it can be cutthroat sometimes, and you never know what somebody will try and use against you, especially in one of those competitive fields. I don't really have a personal story where somebody has undercut me, but I've seen it happen. And I've also seen office gossip spread like wildfire, complete wildfire. And there have been people side-eyeing people because of either office gossip or actually seeing the type of people that you associate yourself with. So I'll give a brief example. I worked for a company at one point in time, and we were out on a team outing, and there was alcohol involved. That's another story. Please do not get drunk on work trips or during work hours. Just curtail your drinking, even if it is on the company's dime, especially if you know you can't handle your liquor. I can. I am a grown woman. I know my limits, especially when it's at work. If you don't know your limits, you need to limit yourself to one glass. Trust me. If you know that you can't handle one glass, drink some Pepsi. Drink a Sprite. Drink a Sprite. Get a, what is that thing called? I like them too. Shirley Temple. Get a Shirley Temple. It can look like a drink. Nobody needs to know. Or just say you don't drink, or you're not drinking that day. So anyway, on this company outing, or on this team outing, I'll say, We were all on a really nice boat ride, and one person got so wasted that that person just all of a sudden stumbled across what was the dance floor at the time. Nobody was dancing, but stumbled across the dance floor to the other end of the boat. I watched this person go down 2 steps and proceed to tumble down the rest of the steps. Now you can imagine how this looked in front of the bigger wigs. So you can imagine how that looked. And you can imagine how, I don't want to say stupid, that's pretty harsh. And you can imagine how embarrassed the people that were hanging around with that person prior to the tumble must have felt, because everyone, it was a small team, but everybody kind of knows everyone, and you know who hangs out with who. And that doesn't have to be office gossip. That can just be factual. It's literal. You see that person with these people, or you see these people with that person. So not only is it an embarrassment, but it also affects your rep. It affects your rep. It affects your credibility. It can affect your career overall, because here in the U.S., I don't know what it's like in other countries, but we have at-will employment. You can be terminated tomorrow. That aside, you need to be selective about who your friends or who your clique or who your group at work is, because ultimately they can be a determining factor in making or breaking your career. And nobody wants to be with, whether it's the sloppy drunk or the gossip Gabby or the just toxic Tony. We've made up some names, but nobody wants to be with any of those people or associated with those people because of the negative connotations that come with being associated with those people. But let's revisit the first point I made, in that you never know that other person's intentions who you may claim as a friend. You may think someone is your friend and tell them things in confidence. Maybe that a family member is sick, or that one of your friends is getting ready to move and you really like the city that they're moving to. Something as trivial as that. That may get back to your manager or to other coworkers, and it may spread as a rumor that you're thinking of leaving, whether it be to be with that family member or to go to a new city with your friend. And that may have been with malicious intent, or it may have been an honest blurb to another coworker or another manager. Those intentional or unintentional slip-ups can negatively affect you and your standing, especially if you're looking for a promotion, or if you and one of your friends are up for promotion together, or it's one or the other of you. This person may just want to get to the money, if I'm being honest. This person may just want to get to the money, get to the clout, and get out. But you don't know that, because if that's their intent, sometimes people are just snakes sometimes, and they're not going to make that intent clear to you. So you need to be protective of yourself. And if you're that snake, I have no respect for you, and I don't particularly care for people that have that by any means necessary mentality if it means stepping on and degrading other people. I think that's something that you need to check yourself on if you're that person. And if you're that person, honestly, I would love for you to be in my community, but you can be in the community when you're a less toxic person. I'm just keeping it real. You can be in the community when you're ready to help others lift as you climb, or just help uplift others, period. Because we're not trying to have that negativity. We don't want that karmic reaction that you're about to bring into the community. So click off this video right now if that's you. If it's not you, please stay. Please stay on this video and please join the community. Hit my blog up. Hit up my podcast. Stay, subscribe, join the tribe. To go back to being selective and being protective of yourself, sometimes you just have to learn, and this is a sad truth. This is a sad, sad, sad truth about the business world, particularly in this day and age. But you have to know how to play the game. And if you're willing to play the game, it can be fruitful for you. At what cost? I don't quite know. And if you're not willing to play the game, that's fine too. That may also come at a cost. So you need to weigh the pros and cons, particularly for yourself, for your role, your career, and where you want to go. I personally do believe that you can excel without stepping directly on people or just being a negative presence for people. But I've also seen it to where people fail up and people can be shitty bosses, people can be shitty people and still succeed in their career, whether it be because they actually have the technical knowledge and know-how, or whether it be that they just know how to bullshit and they just know how to brown nose. Regardless of how it works out, you need to know that there are trade-offs going either way, and you need to weigh out the best options for yourself. I would like you to be over here, especially if you're a part of my tribe. But if you're over here and you can acknowledge that you're over here, maybe you can join the tribe. Maybe you could come to the cookout with the tribe. You might not be at the potluck or the Friendsgiving, but you might could come to the cookout. I don't know. So just be cautious. If there's anything I can say in this video, it would just be to be cautious. Trust your gut when it comes to a person, especially in the workplace. I think that's a life rule, but particularly in the workplace, because if you're hanging around with the wrong people, they could be airing out your business, your personal business, or your not true professional business. They could be a bad look for you if they don't know how to conduct themselves in a professional manner in and out of the office. So sometimes social media does play a role in how you're perceived. And if you're hanging out with somebody that's posting, I'll keep it relevant. If you're hanging around somebody that's posting racist content, first of all, if you are black, so to speak, you shouldn't be hanging around with people that are posting racist content unless you have absolutely no clue. Let me just put that out there. Unless you have absolutely no clue that this person is a racist. And somewhere in your gut, you will kind of know. If you black, you gonna know somebody's a little racist or somebody's a lot racist. You shouldn't be hanging out with them. They're going to bring you down. Or if it's somebody that's out getting shwasted, somebody who's out partying every weekend, or somebody who's out partying right after work or right before work. The person that comes into work late because they had a late night the night before from partying after work, that's not a good look for you either. Just be cognizant of the people you keep around you and the people that you associate with. And then the last bit is they could just be out for blood. Not literally speaking, this is figuratively, but they could want that promotion more than anything in this world. And if you're the one thing standing in their way, they will make it a point to bring you down. And those are the types of people that you don't want to be friends with. And that is why I say all coworkers can't be friends. And even some coworkers who just seem okay, who you think can be friends, they may only be in your life for a season, and that's okay. Or they may just be a part of your larger professional network, and you can lean into them and rely on them if you have questions, or if you just want to do a quick check-in and see how they're doing, or grab lunch or drinks or something after work, during work, before work, whatever. You know, not the drinks before work, maybe breakfast before work. Whoa. But just understanding that some friends in your life will be cyclical friends or seasonal friends, and some coworkers or people in your professional network will be seasonal. But you do have to reach out to those people. We'll talk about that in another video. So just be cautious, be careful, and most importantly, be intentional about the people you let into your circle. Whether it just be as coworkers that you kind of hang out with, or whether it be friends that you hang out with outside of work, just make sure you're cultivating the kind of tribe that you would want to be around. Maybe not 24/7, but let's say 24/3, 24/5 workdays. So with that, be well, be intentional, be smart, be cautious, and be peaceful. I'm out.